fairly quick one tonight.
Yes.
John, how you doing?
Joan just took her.
What's that?
She took her.
Her plaque? Yeah.
I keep those. I like them. I have my school committee one, the conservation commission one.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I keep mine. I have my school committee one and my conservation commission one. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that goes with you. That's a.
They sit on my desk at home. Yeah, absolutely.
My kids barely even come and do it. We kind of got tied up in the Senate one. If they'd said one more time, now we're going to take a motion to form a committee.
What is it, John? They said expeditionary forces?
I don't know. They got to go find with the Senate. No, then they got to go find with the governors. They got to go like an expedition. Like
I thought they were. I figured they were in Iowa looking for them.
School committee being seated? No, it's not this year because they didn't have elections.
Yeah, they had their own meeting tonight too.
But they didn't just go to an election.
But their regularly scheduled meeting is tonight.
No, but they didn't have an election cycle.
So nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing changed. Gotcha.
I mean, I would assume that they would elect select point or whatever you call it, a vice chair.
Well, among themselves.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Good look.
You're gonna love that stuff.
Every time the Altoids anymore.
How about you're gonna do? I developed the plan when they first invented it.
Is it safe on Washington Street? In my car? We get about 20 minutes. What should I say? So plenty of time to go get my phone.
Yeah.
And get dinner.
Walk the dog.
Well, speaking of which, you getting the calls about Leslie's Park? Leslie's retreat park?
I got an
Dog
email from Art Hoskins regarding the lights, that situation.
Yes.
Okay.
As I told him that for the most part, things have changed. It used to be the river was the boundary, but now it's the street.
Right.
So you have the park now, and I have the residents that are abut the park. You don't. You have the businesses. So
I just said the dog food.
I like this new thing. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Within reason that fits the neighborhood.
So they don't like shine on the neighbors.
Then you'd have, what do they call those, hoods or shades or whatnot, or deflector. What's the word? Like a deflector shield
Yeah.
that allows the light to go on only in certain areas.
Ring. Thank you.
When we were talking about cameras for the park, for security for all the various top lots. Police left here that evening with the impression that lights are better than cameras. That's the impression I got out of that meeting. So, that's what it is. That's your job.
Oh, the camera that they want. Let's go. The one they're putting up is flash.
No?
Listen, all you have to do is think like, there's a light. So it goes over there. It's gonna go over there.
Yeah, really.
And that's the camera. It doesn't move. It doesn't shake or anything. It just takes a picture.
Let's form a committee. To find the mayor. Send the sergeant at arms. Where's the sergeant at arms?
Oh yeah.
I know, that's the way it should be, with a continuous loop. Yeah.
Chamber will come to order. Councilor Sosnowski and Councilor McCarthy, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I'd like to recognize in the chamber tonight Representative John Keenan from House of Representatives in Boston, and newly elected, newly sworn in State Senator Joan B. Lovely, and her aide Sam Gamer. Thank you for coming. I now recognize Councilor Robert McCarthy.
Do we want to go back? Mr. President, if we may.
Councilor?
Before we proceed, I, with all pleasure, did the Pledge of Allegiance, but first we have to call the meeting to order. There's an
I
organization.
did.
No, there's actually we have to read the statement in front of you. If you would, the clerk has alerted me before I read mine.
Well, where's the statement, Councilor? All right, we'll start again.
I apologize.
This is a special meeting of the City Council being held for the purpose of organizing the city government for the year 2013.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. We'll dispense with the Pledge of Allegiance again, and the introduction of our General Court representatives. Councilor McCarthy, Ward 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, City Council, January 7, 2013. I have to get used to saying 2013. Ordered that the City Council proceed to organize for 2013 by the election of a president.
All in favor of the order as read by Councilor McCarthy? Opposed? So voted. Councilor Paul Prevey, Ward 6.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to nominate Ward 4 Councilor Jerry Lincoln Ryan to be the next president of the City Council for 2013.
Thank you, Councilor Prevey. Councilor Sosnowski, Ward 2. Michael
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to second this nomination.
Thank you. Councilor Todd Siegel, Ward 3.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move nominations be closed.
Councilor Siegel moves in nomination be closed. All in favor of closing nomination, opposed, so voted, unanimous. The clerk will call the roll call.
Councilor Carr,
Councilor Ryan.
Councilor Fury,
Councilor Ryan.
Councilor McCarthy,
Councilor Jerry Lincoln Ryan.
Councilor O'Keefe,
Councilor Jerry Lincoln Ryan.
Councilor Prevey,
Councilor Jerry Lincoln Ryan.
Councilor Ryan,
Present.
Councilor Sargent,
Councilor Jerry L. Ryan.
Councilor Siegel,
Councilor Jerry Lincoln Ryan.
Councilor Sosnowski,
Councilor Jerry L. Ryan.
Councilor Turiel,
Councilor Jerry Lincoln Ryan.
On the motion to elect a council president, I declare Jerry Lincoln Ryan president of the City Council for the year 2013. I'll appoint Councilor Fury, Councilor Sargent to escort the newly elected City Council president to the rostrum. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, colleagues, for giving me the honor of leading this body. Please know that it is a responsibility I take seriously. I am proud to represent the people of Ward 4 and to serve all residents of Salem as a member of this city council. A group of elected officials is like any other organization, and that works most productively and efficiently when its members are committed to collaboration and open to compromise. We need to look no further than the events of last week to see what happens when those attributes are lacking. My sincere hope would be for every member of this body to be committed to a renewed spirit of cooperation. That does not mean we will all agree on every issue, but as long as we can agree to respectfully disagree and do so in the context of finding solutions to the problems with which we are faced, we will be fine. I thank you again for the confidence you have placed in me and I look forward to working with every one of you and the mayor to continue to move Salem forward. And I just want to leave you with a quote that my kids gave me from Dr. Seuss. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get done. Nothing's going to get better. It's not. Thank you. I now recognize Councilor Carr.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, January 7th, 2013, ordered that the rules and regulations of the City Council for the year 2012 be adopted as the rules and regulations for the year 2013, and that the same be suspended for this meeting.
Okay. All those in favor? All those opposed? So voted. I now recognize Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, January 7th, 2013, ordered that Her Honor the Mayor be invited to address the members of the council at this session.
Okay, thank you, Councilor. All those in favor? All those opposed? So voted. It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce you to the Honorable Kimberly Driscoll, Mayor of Salem, who will address the council.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'm definitely pleased to be here this evening and offer a few remarks on the state of our city. As I do that, I want to thank both members of our legislature who are joining us today, Representative Keenan and Senator Lovely, and also wanted to congratulate Councilor Ryan on being elected council president this year. We've had a very collaborative relationship with our elected state officials, and I'm certainly looking forward to that continuing in the months ahead. This is an exciting time in Salem as new investments and opportunities abound, many of which will have an impact on our city for years to come. When it comes to finances, arguably the most important area we have to work on, the City of Salem's bond rating was recently upgraded just earlier this fiscal year by Standard & Poor's, citing our strong record of fiscal management. This positive news is even more impressive when you consider that it wasn't that long ago when we were sitting in this chamber facing a multi-million-dollar deficit with little to no reserves on hand. Make no mistake, it's still very difficult to balance the local budget, especially with ever-present demands on infrastructure and cuts in state and federal funding. But we have solid finance policies in place and continue to work with our employees to provide fair wages while curbing expensive perks. Our biggest cost challenge over the last several years, and we've spoken of it often in this chamber, health insurance benefits, was tamed over the last year as the city negotiated new agreements that transferred employees and retirees to the State Group Insurance Commission, or GIC. This plan offers high-quality insurance options at much more affordable costs. In addition, we've reached agreement with a third of our unions, with more set to vote later this month on new contracts. In these new agreements, we end costly sick leave buyback provisions, a benefit that's cost the city in excess of $1.5 million over the last 3 years alone. We take these actions and others, always looking for ways to operate more efficiently, because we're committed to keeping Salem an affordable community. These health insurance and sick leave buyback changes will significantly help that effort, both short and long term. When it comes to transportation initiatives, this year saw the completion of the Bridge Street corridor improvements, a new $10 million curb-to-curb upgrade funded by state and federal grant funds. It took longer than we wanted, believe me, and at times was frustrating for both city officials and residents, but the final product was worth the wait. Almost. Next up is the MBTA garage. There was no official groundbreaking, but ground has certainly been broken as part of the project's archaeological review. We're excited to see this long-awaited project begin this spring and look forward to its completion in 2014. We've tried to ease the pain for commuters driving to the station by securing acquisition and cleanup of the Universal Steel site. This long dormant eyesore on Bridge Street was recently demolished, and the multi-million-dollar cleanup associated with leftover PCBs and other on-site hazards is currently underway. By taking this property through tax title and working with DEP, EPA, and Mass Development to secure a majority of the funding to clean it up and pave the site, we'll have short-term parking for commuters during construction of the T garage, and more importantly, have this site cleaned up and available for commercial reuse following completion of the new T station. That's a twofer we can all celebrate. When it comes to the courthouses, maintaining a strong court presence in downtown Salem has certainly been a key focus of the city's over the last several years. In 2012, we welcomed the opening of the new J. Michael Ruane Judicial Complex, which consolidated district, superior, and housing courts within one new building downtown. We're now working closely with state officials and members of our legislative delegation on the reuse of the former district and superior court buildings. Located on prime downtown parcels, these historic buildings each bring their own unique challenges for adaptive reuse, and we hope to partner with the state on a plan for disposition shortly. The power plant, always front and center in Salem's history, and of course the sale of the power plant site to Footprint Power and their plans to demolish the current plant and replace it with a cleaner, smaller, state-of-the-art natural gas-fired facility will surely be a seminal moment in our history. It will provide the city with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to transform the current 62-acre brownfield site from a gated, off-limits, solely industrial facility to a mixed-use parcel, housing a smaller industrial use with much greater allowance for public space and a reactivated port. Thanks to the efforts of Representative Keenan, ably aided by Senator Berry, we have hold harmless protection on real estate tax impacts through 2019 while the site is redeveloped. Amazing, John. Really, I want to offer congratulations and thank you for that effort. It was very, very difficult to negotiate, and without you standing firm, I'm not sure we'd be looking at 2019 to have that type of investment be maintained for that long a period of time. So thank you for that. In an effort to help gather consensus with respect to redevelopment of the site, I'm pleased to announce the formation of a power plant stakeholders committee whose charge will be to outline concerns and provide input from those most impacted by any proposed redevelopment plans at this site. I anticipate holding a kickoff meeting of this group later this month, and we're anxious to work together to ensure that this new development bodes well for generations to come. When it comes to our waterfront, many of you have heard me remark that the harbor is our Route 128. Long part of our economic fortunes, it remains so today. I'm pleased that we've experienced another good year with regard to waterfront activity. Up until 7 years ago, Salem Wharf was just a name on a plan. However, today, construction is well underway at Salem Wharf, with Phase 2 of improvements being worked on as we meet, the latest example of the continued renaissance along Salem's waterfront. The first 250 feet of the new pier and the first phase of dredging will be completed by spring. We'll now have more dock space for the Salem Ferry and other waterborne travel, recreation, and commercial vehicles. The reuse of the power plant deep water dock will aid our efforts mightily to increase our waterfront presence and allow us to welcome cruise ships to Salem on a regular basis, a key boost to our tourism and hospitality industry. With respect to downtown revitalization, would anyone in this room 7 years ago believe that we'd be winning awards for our shopping options? Probably not, but recognition has come. Our efforts to promote more year-round shopping were rewarded earlier this year as downtown Salem was named Best Retail Shopping District for 2012 by the Retailers Association of Massachusetts. A feather in the cap for our city, with credit to the Chamber of Commerce, Salem Main Streets, and the Salem Redevelopment Authority, all of whom work together to promote a harmonious downtown investment environment. We'll see that investment continuing both privately and publicly, as the PEM is set to begin their $100+ million expansion plans, and the city works on upgrades to the Essex Street pedestrian mall. It wasn't that long ago that over 100 of us packed the Hawthorne Hotel ballroom to discuss downtown revitalization ideas, many of which today have been implemented. Now, as we manage construction activity that comes with new investment, it's also time to launch a reinvigorated Shop Local campaign aimed at reminding our residents of the many shopping options we offer downtown, as well as the extra boost to our small business economy that comes from spending dollars locally. Green space improvements continue in our city as we are blessed with over 32 parks, playgrounds, and open spaces. A complete renovation and environmental cleanup of North Salem's Furlong Park and McGrath Park were completed just last year. Renovations are underway currently at Splain Park, and we hope to get started on updates to Bertram Field and track later this year. The majority of these park projects would not have been possible without significant state grant dollars. I can't thank both our legislative delegation and the Patrick Murray administration enough for all that they do to partner with our community. With the adoption of the CPA earlier this year, we hope to continue investing in our local parks and historic heritage with projects such as the restoration of the Salem Common Fence and initiatives at Winter Island and Old Town Hall, to name just a handful of worthy ideas. With state and national attention turned to closing the achievement gap for all students, we continue to work hard at ensuring better outcomes for all of our students here in Salem. Chief among our goals is to set higher expectations for our students and staff, provide more informed use of data to aid classroom instruction, and utilize additional time in school to help provide intervention and tutoring. Just last week, the state gave the green light to our Accelerated District Improvement Plan, signaling their belief that we're on the right path to see improvements in all of our schools. The future of our city is inextricably linked to the future of our public schools. I know we cannot have a first-class city without high-quality schools, and I'm committed to ensuring that we provide the next generation of leaders, many of whom who will sit in this chamber, with the educational opportunities they need to succeed. While much has been accomplished across our great city, there is still much, much, much more to do. We continue to struggle with a final resolution for how best to clean up the city-owned transfer station site. This site's been an albatross around the city's neck for decades, with a multi-million-dollar cleanup price tag and no ability to garner grants, given the fact that the city is the responsible party for the contaminants on site. I'm concerned that taxpayers may end up having to foot the bill without much of a benefit or payback from this site once cleaned up. Our new senior center remains a top priority of mine, and I'm pushing the Gateway Center property owners for a start date on this important initiative. Our seniors deserve a new facility, and this site can provide first-class accommodations designed to meet both social and educational program needs of our aging population for generations to come. Lastly, while the events of the past week have many of us focused on vote tallies and marathon meetings, frankly, I'm more struck by what an active citizenry we have here in Salem, who once again has risen to make their voices heard by writing, emailing, and calling those of us fortunate enough to be in elective office. It's a blessing to live in a city where people care, and most issues in front of the council are issues that we must, and frankly do, work cooperatively on, as they involve both the city's executive branch and legislative body. I've always seen my role as mayor as that of a steward. The goal is a simple one: to leave the city better than I found it. I know that each of you share that same objective, and I hope together you can bridge whatever differences you may have with me or with one another to move Salem forward. You may be off to a rocky start in this chamber, but let it end now, as the best days of 2013 are surely ahead of us. I know we can work together, and I'm committed to doing everything in my power to cooperate and get past this or any impasse. I wish you and your families and all Salem residents a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. I'm excited and looking forward to what's ahead for Salem. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening.
Thank you, Mayor Driscoll. I now call upon Councilor O'Keefe.
Move for adjournment, Council. I have to read. I left my paper up there.
Yeah.
Move for adjournment.
Councilor O'Keefe moves for adjournment. All those in favor? All those opposed? So moved. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Much better meeting than the other one last time. Thanks for your help this morning on clarifying something. Thank you. Yay!